Something that I became known for in college was that I never drank alcohol and I stayed sober during my entire college experience. And I know a lot of people tend to get kind of annoyed when they hear somebody say that they've never drank alcohol because it seems like I'm bragging. And I don't think I'm bragging because of my reason why behind I've never drank alcohol. And it's because when I was a child, I saw somebody and a few other people that I know very well suffer from alcoholism, basically the addiction to alcohol. And I saw that firsthand as I was growing up, and I saw how scary it can be, and I saw a lot of the trouble it causes people, and every one of these people always says that they wish they never even started. And that's one of my biggest reasons why. And why I just decided that, well, if all of these people struggled with alcoholism and they always say that they just wish they never started, if I never start, then I can never get addicted or struggle with drinking and going out and regretting the day later. Things like that. So I don't drink, and I never will, and I never have. But I had a lot of nerves going into college because I was the sober guy. I kind of became that identity, and I had a lot of nerves going into it because college life, especially on campus, if you don't drink, what else is there to do on Friday night? Is kind of where my mind was before going to college, and I was worried that I would suffer from FOMO and wished that I could be more included because I don't drink, if that makes sense. But when I got there, I never really felt tempted to drink because when people would get drunk, I would see how stupid they looked. And I know that sounds so rude, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. That drunk person at that party, maybe they're annoying their friends. They look dumb, and then maybe they end up throwing up or something later that night. And one of my biggest fears is throwing up. I hate it. I hate it a lot. It's one of my biggest fears, unironically. So I was just like, that's another reason. But also, people always talk about being hungover the next day. Maybe they forgot what happened last night and they're anxious about it. And they're just like, man, I hate how I feel right now. I'm never doing that again. And then the next weekend, they're out drinking again. We all know that person, especially at a college campus. And I just never wanted to be included in that cycle of drinking and then hating my life and then drinking again. It just sounded like hell on earth. It just sounded miserable. So that helped me get rid of the FOMO or the nerves I had about not drinking. And so I just continued to avoid alcohol and drugs for that matter. And overall, the result of staying sober helped me stay sharp and energetic and overall healthy compared to these people who were drinking, of course. And I felt like my college work was improving, my mindset was improving, my gym performance, my energy, health overall, all of this stuff. But the biggest thing was not all of that. It wasn't the fact that I was able to improve my mindset, my sharpness, my energy. It was the fact that as a result of all of those examples that I just shared of the benefits of not drinking, I felt like I was able to find myself, or sort of connect with people better, and also connect with God better, and have more clarity. Not just with schoolwork or general mindset stuff, but who I am became more clear because I didn't follow the crowd and I didn't go drink with everybody. And I choose to do something that was hard, not drink at a college campus with everybody else. And it sort of gave me this sense of identity because I was doing something that no one else did, even when it was uncomfortable at times. And that sort of helped me just like solidify that I am somebody who does hard things, is healthy, makes good decisions, and is ultimately just setting up a good mental environment for raising a future family. That's a good example of somebody who doesn't drink. Like, I know that not drinking, there's a lot that goes into being able to raise a family, but starting by making good choices like not drinking to me was really important. And in the end, it was kind of a lot less about sobriety, and it was more of a journey to see my identity forming and having confidence that I stood for something profound. And a lot of people may not think that choosing not to drink ever isn't that big of a deal. But for me, I'm not saying that I'm better than people. I'm not saying that I'm smarter than anybody. I'm just saying that my personal identity has formed, my confidence has formed, and overall mindset on who I am has formed because of my childhood and the struggles I went through seeing alcoholism, and choosing to use that not to complain or say, woe is me, but to use it to choose not to drink ever. And through that, see my own personal identity form through that. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that it was more about that, what I just said about my identity forming and the journey to learning more about myself, rather than just saying, ooh, I'm better than all those partiers because I don't drink. Like, it's not about that. And my advice to you is that using my story as an example for yourself, do what's true to you. And don't conform to a society full of people who chase some temporary satisfaction when it gets easy to maybe drink on a Friday night because you're stressed, which is an example that I would say. Do what's true to you and stay true to yourself even when it sucks. Because in the end, it'll always be worth it. And you'll be able to say, I am somebody who does hard things. I am somebody who makes good decisions. I am somebody who is healthy. Anything that you want to say that has to do with the journey that you went on, you'll be able to say it if you just stay consistent and do what's true to you. Be authentic. My authenticity was not drinking and making good decisions in college. And it turned a lot of people away, but in the end, they weren't aligned to me anyway. So do what's true to you, because in the end, you'll know you stood for something, and you'll have the confidence and a strong sense of self. And that is why I never drank an alcohol and how it affected my mind and who I am. Thank you guys for watching.